Solution of the institutions of the Republic is temporary. The aim is to reorganize them to make them more democratic, more in line with international standards in terms of respect for human rights, fundamental freedoms, democracy and the rule of law, but also in the fight against corruption, which has become commonplace in our country, money laundering and, above all, the preservation of the environment, which is a battle dear to our country.
Let me explain the event in Gabon. It's not what people think it is. Gabon is not like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. This is still the Bongo family, the leader of that military that took over the country. He just doesn't want the opposition party to win. This is like France has seized the country. I don't know. This is just my opinion.
We need to put things into context. First of all, it's not a coup d'etat, it's a palace revolution. Oligui Nguema is Ali Bongo's cousin. The Gabonese took to the streets to welcome Bongo's departure. But as I said, they saw that it wasn't the Bongos who had left, but a Bongo who had replaced another Bongo.
The military leader's mom is related to the president, from what I'm understanding. Their family just basically seized the country so France doesn't have to worry about any military coup. So basically they came in before they had to worry about a military coup. This is preventive measures. They just told them, hey man, just take over the country now, we're gonna pay you well. There's evidence out that these people showed book bags and book bags and duffel bags and duffel bags of money, and they accused the president's son of being the money, of being corrupt. Now, we think they're the ones that are actually corrupt. They've seized the country, and this country is also probably going to help France against Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. They reopen their borders, and they're still going business as usual. The French military is still there at the mines, getting the resources out. This is horrible. Gabon is going to be the start of where I think a bloodbath will be. Like, just because the people thought that this was something else. Once the people start to realize, and there are going to be people that realize what's going on, there's going to be an intervention probably. If an intervention goes on, it's going to be a total shit show in Gabon. That's what I think is going to be, a shit show. Gabon is going to turn into a real life shit show. And it's because that seems totally manipulated by France. That's just my opinion. Hey, who knows what will happen? It's just speculation. But at the end of the day, we'll actually find out. Now, again, that's still the Bongo family. Like, that's still the Bongo family. And also, this shit with Japan, they don't give a damn about pumping nuclear wastewater into the ocean. I mean, you got to be batshit crazy to even allow this, right? So the IAEA has just proved itself worthless. They need to create a new one, even if it's on the same doctrines and the same thing. It doesn't matter. They need to recopy and paste a lot of the rules from a lot of these organizations, even the UN, and reestablish another one. That's what BRICS needs to do, and then they need to stop attending those meetings. So if they have a UN now, they just need to create another UN. They need to call it the NUN, the new UN. That's what they should simply do, create the new UN, and that way everything will go from there. Instead of the IAE, the NIAE. Do you understand what I'm saying? It makes a lot of sense. Just redo, recopy, repaste, and just put an N in front of it and make it new. And make sure the rules actually apply to everyone. And that's what they need to do, and do it at the end of the day. There are lives at stake. And people need to move a little fast, because somebody has to be okay with this for Japan to be doing this and to have done this. And you know, Japan's like a vassal of America, so America's like, hey, dump this shit in the water. Dump it in the water. And they dumbasses dumping it in the water. And that just shows you people will kill themselves and their own people for a few dollars, or a promise of some be a hug and a kiss from the white man. Like, I'm just being honest. To get a pat on the back, this is what these people are willing to do. Now, it's ironic that Japan is the only people that got bombs dropped on them, and they willing to do this because no one said anything. I think this is like a aha. You all didn't say anything when we got bombs dropped on us. You all didn't start attacking America. The whole world didn't go up in shock and awe like, oh my God, you all are evil. You all didn't help us, so shit, don't complain now that we're gonna nuke the world. This could be a sick, evil way of getting revenge. Who knows? But this situation in Gabon, the coup leader is supposedly related to the president. The opposition, who was actually supposedly a good guy and wants France out, he's actually the reason they threw the coup, so they wouldn't lose the country. And France backed this guy. So this is what could go on. Who knows? I hope they find a peaceful way of getting it together and getting it together now and getting France out of there. But I hope they find a peaceful way to do that. But what I think may happen is there's going to be an opposition force that's going to build in that country, and they're going to sweep down, and it's going to be bloody. Gabon's going to be bloody because it's manipulated by France. That's what I think about Gabon. I don't think it's the same situation, the same type of people who have, I believe those people in Burkina Faso and Mali may have the best intentions. They have all the best intentions. This Bongo family is evil, corrupt, and they don't want to lose power. But we're going to see what happens in Gabon. But we know whatever happens in Gabon, we know God got a plan. So we're going to see how it goes. And yeah, it's extremely weird, the situation we have in Japan. They're basically dumping nuclear wastewater into the ocean. China told them, when they first announced that they would do this, China told them, hey man, don't do that. Japan swears that there's nothing wrong with the wastewater, that this nuclear radioactive wastewater, there's nothing wrong with it. So the IAEA basically announced that, hey, it was okay. The IAEA doesn't have a problem with it. They seem to play a lot of little games. So again, the UN is contaminated. The IAEA is contaminated. A lot of these spaces are basically just contaminated, and they're contaminated with that EU and NATO. They're basically the same. NATO's basically controlling all of these other entities that the world counts on for protection. It's horrible. Japan, again, China told them, when they announced that they would do this, China basically told them, hey, if you think that water's safe to dump into the ocean, then what you can do is you can circulate it through Japan and you and your people can drink it. We don't want it. If it's safe, you drink it. Don't put the water in the ocean. So now people don't want fish from Japan. No, there are people in Japan that are totally scared of this. They are afraid. Those people are scared. It's going to end their business. Their sushi businesses is going to end. We know God got a plan. So we're going to see how it goes. And until then, you guys stay safe, stay denoxified.